While we may not be able to travel to Norway and see its majestic beauty and take in the history and culture that is Scandinavia, we can bring a small taste of Norway to our home and to our families. Oftentimes, it's food or the preparation of meals that remind us of our shared heritage and the family ties of those who have gone before us. This includes making lefse. At Chamberlin Media, it's our hope that you will use this how-to DVD to equip yourself with the recipe and tools you will need to pass the tradition of lefse making to your family. The DVD is designed as a step-by-step guide to making lefse at home. While there are recipe variations from family to family, the thread of tradition remains constant for those of us who grew up making lefse together as a family.
I remember making lefse because it was something we always did, you know, mainly in the winter or in the during the holidays. And I remember she used to tell me stories about her mother, how she had a wood stove and she had a big flat surface on the top of the stove, and she knew exactly how many pieces of wood to put in the stove to make lefse.
It's our greatest hope that this DVD will inspire you to continue the art of making lefse and create your own family traditions. First, let's look at what you'll need to make lefse. Your ingredients include unbleached flour, butter, sugar, vegetable oil, salt, half and half or heavy whipping cream. Now let's look at the tools you'll need to make your lefse. You'll need something to mash the potatoes, rolling pins, and optionally you can use a ricer or food mill to get the potatoes nice and smooth. Of course you'll need a lefse iron or griddle. For our recipe today, we will be using the following ingredients. You can adjust the recipe depending on the size of your batch and to your individual taste. Complete lefse kits are also available online. Let's get started.
My mother said you have to use russet potatoes, and so I always got the russet potatoes. And since that, I found out you could use the red potatoes. Maybe she didn't have red potatoes, I don't know. But the russet potatoes really work quite well. And you peel them. I've never tried it with not peeling them, that might be interesting. But anyhow, I peel them and try to get them in the right size, you know, so they'll cook evenly, and put them, boil them. And then when they're just like fork tender, not hard and not mushy, you take them out, you put them in an appropriate container, depending on how many potatoes you have. Then mash them, and then you add, according to how big the batch is, you put some butter and add some extra salt, because when you put in later on when it's cooled and you put the flour in, then it's going to taste kind of flat. So you kind of extra salt them. And with my cousins saying they put a little bit of pepper in there, just black pepper, I don't know why. And then just a sprinkling of sugar just to make them brown. And then something my mother did not do, but that I found out, that you can mash them really good and then use the ricer, so they're smooth that way. So after you do that, then you put them in the refrigerator to get them cool, like say overnight, or for a few hours to make, they're cool.
What are you going to do now, since you have the cold potatoes that have cooled overnight that you mashed and put to the ricer?
Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna mix it in a couple of batches, so you don't have to work the dough so much and get it all warm. So, and also you might want to take your rings off because you get dough on it. But
I have a question now. You said work the dough so much. Are you worried about how you're affecting the dough, or just the temperature of the dough?
The temperature of the dough, probably.
It doesn't get too dry if you keep working it. It's more the temperature.
Yeah.
So it's better to keep it cold.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just doing by gosh and by golly, just
you just kind of go by feel. It's this is where it takes kind of practice, but don't be afraid. Just get in there and do. a small batch, and it'll come out good.
Okay, as far as the consistency, while you're still putting that together,
It just has to come together.
Okay.
You know, because see, right now it's not coming together. So, but not to worry. See, it's beginning to. If you can see, you don't want to put too much flour in, but
okay.
I can tell now it's still sticky.
Okay.
And I don't want to work it to death, but you just keep working it. Going to come together as a dough.
Okay, and it's a dry consistency dough.
Yeah, kind of like a pie dough, kind of.
That's what it's starting to look like, more like a pie dough.
I think I got quite a bit here. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe do a smaller batch.
A smaller batch for sure when you're starting out.
So with
maybe just take a couple of those large potatoes, maybe.
Do 2 at a time.
Yeah, coming.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's still cold. That's the main thing. You want to keep it cold.
So you want to keep it cold.
Come on.
You want to. I'd help, but it's so much fun watching you do it.
I think I made, I think it's kind of, maybe I should have divided it into 3. So it's just one of those things you got to play with. Hey, it's coming together. Yay! And it's still cold. Okay.
Okay. So now you've
got it.
You've got it. A good workout.
No kidding.
So now you have.
Now you've got it ready to go, and I use ice cream scoop. Just kind of level it off so they'll all be the same size and approximately. Kind of, and then I set them aside. And when I get them all rolled up, I will put them in the refrigerator to stay cool, and then I'll do the rest of the dough.
So do you worry about trying to really pack it in there, or just mainly for size?
No, it's just for size. No, I'm just trying to.
Okay.
You don't have to spend a lot of time with this. You just kind of
just touch it as little as possible so it stays cold.
So it's
Gotcha.
It's best to keep it cold.
All right.
While
now,
you're
if you
going.
wanted to, you could take this ball here and roll it out, and then cut it into slices as well, right?
Yeah. My mother used to do that. She would take a big piece like that and roll it out, and then she would cut in slices. So
that makes sense.
You just kind of find out ways that you can, do it easier.
You've said it a couple times. It sounds like the trick is making sure that it stays cool.
Yeah, I think that's
the thing to, as far as working with it. If it gets too warm, then you're.
Yeah, it'd be hard to roll out then. It'll be all kind of, you have a big sticky mess.
So you've made all the little lefse balls, and now you've got your things to actually do cooking. So tell me about everything that you've got going on.
Okay, while those are still in the refrigerator, then when you get ready to, which you should do it right away. It's not something you can, keep in the refrigerator for days. You need to do it within hours, I would say. Or
after you have flour on it?
Yeah.
If you don't have flour on it, the potatoes are okay?
Oh yeah, they can stay in there for several days.
Okay.
But after you get the flour in there, and then you're kind of committed.
Okay.
You should do it, pretty reasonably.
Within a few hours?
Yeah. This is called a Lefse iron. You don't have to use it if you have like I used to always use like a cast iron griddle.
Griddle, okay.
It's smaller and everything, but
so you could do it on the stovetop with the griddle.
You could do it on stovetop, and it's dry. You don't put any oil or anything on there. It's a dry.
Okay. So you have a couple of rolling pins there.
So, yes.
Those are for self-defense, or?
Yes, and it's really handy. And
what is this on there?
This is, I call it a sock.
Okay.
But it's actually a pastry cloth for your rolling pin. Actually, that's handy for making.
But this rolling pin is just flat by itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and this has, I have no idea. My uncle, I believe, made it. One of them many years ago, and it's been in the family for I do not know how long, but there are little ridges in there, and so I do that at the last roll. I roll them out the way I want them, and then I roll like this and that.
We'll have you show us that in a little bit.
And then when we get it rolled out and get the iron hot and everything, and then I will put it in so it'll stay nice.
So this is just a terry cloth?
Yeah, well, this is
thing?
just like a flour sack or a towel, anything clean.
And then
I put wax paper, and so when they're finished cooking, I put them in here, cover them up, and then when they get stacked up, I will let them cool, and then when they're totally cool, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and
Okay, we'll
keep
talk
them in
about
the refrigerator.
how much you stack, but did you just put everything in there while you're cooking and leave it? Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is getting warm.
Yes.
And
put your hand on and see if it's hot.
That's how you tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get somebody else to do that.
So this is getting warm. You've got everything all laid out there.
Pretty much, yeah.
You put
I think
the
so.
Potato balls in a thing of ice there?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Some ice
Keep 'em
that'll
cool.
keep it. All
What's
right.
next?
Some flour down. And I just kind of mash it down. Ooh, we'll see how this countertop works. It should work.
Should be nice and cool.
Yeah, it should work. And you just kind of work it a little bit just so it doesn't stick. And sometimes you might want to put a little flour on the
roller itself?
The little pastry
Okay.
cover. I think it'll be all right though. It looks like it's okay. So you just kind of,
So basically the flour
So it
here
won't
is not
stick.
to keep mixing it, it's just to keep it from sticking.
yeah.
Okay.
And you roll back and forth. You don't want too much flour on there. Otherwise they won't taste very good. Wow. And you just keep working it around. And these are not going to be that big. That's good. And when you're first starting out, you might want to, not worry about it getting it terribly thin, but the thinner you get it, the better. Tastes better, let's say. And just keep working it around. It's getting thin. And when it gets thinner, then I go to the other rolling pin, and I forgot to put flour on there, but just a little bit of flour so it doesn't
And now
stick.
on this one, are you pressing, or are you just kind of letting the weight of the
Yeah,
roller
just
do it?
let the weight of the roll. You don't have to press it, and this is not absolutely necessary.
Okay, so
but
if you don't have one of those, it's
you don't.
okay.
It's not a big deal. No,
Okay.
this just kind of puts a little, pattern on it, and now let's just try it with the whole one on there, and I just kind of
Okay.
and
So normally, if you don't have any help and you're doing it by yourself, would you let that cook and then start another one, or would you start doing another one while that's cooking?
I start doing another one while that one's cooking.
Okay.
But you're up, Chief.
I'll keep an eye on this one.
Okay, now that we have the lefse golden brown, and we're going to put them in the cloth where the wax paper is in between, and as we stack them up, then we cover them up to keep them from drying out. Now that your lefse is finished and you have a stack of lefse, you want to make sure that they are cooled thoroughly. Keep them covered. You're going to want to wrap them. I wrap them with wax paper, put it in the Ziploc bag, and put it in the refrigerator or freezer for future use. If you wanted a large amount of lefse and you didn't want to spend the whole day making lefse, then you could just make it small batches, and that way it's not as stressful to have to do it all in one day. There are many ways you can use the lefse. As a child, we put butter and sugar on it and rolled it up and just ate it like that. Also, having a Thanksgiving dinner, you put some turkey in there and then roll it up and then dip it in the gravy, and that was really yummy.
Thank you for watching this how-to DVD for making lefse. Now it's your turn to go out there, practice making lefse, teach others how to make lefse, and hopefully this DVD has given you the tools you need to enjoy the art of making lefse.
was a very young age when I was born. First you take the chicken. No. See, I can't do it with the cool.
Go ahead, just take a break. Start over.
Make sure that they cool thoroughly.
Go
So.
back and say now that you've done it.
Okay. Oh gosh. Now that your lefse is.
You've got a big stack of lefse now. And it's all hot.
Now that your lefse, keep them for further use. Then
How about future?
future. 2 large russet potatoes generally make about 2 cups of potato.
2 cups of russet potatoes make about 2 cups of sausage.
She's smacking her lips over there.
Alrighty.
The pressure. What are we doing now? I forgot.
We're just
You're
gonna
explain the tools.
Yeah.
Oh, the
tools of the trade.
Okay.
Fat.
That's true.
All right. So. All right.
Suck it in.
Can't help. It can only go so far. This will help. This is diet food.
It is. Or you can always tell a Norwegian, but you can't tell much.
The secrets of
The secrets.
starting from beginning to finish.
There's really no secret. My mother thought there was a secret. She told me a lie. No. But other than that,
Have you tried to take these balls like that and just like deep fry them? Maybe put some panko on them and just deep fry it?
that's a good
Everything's better
idea.
deep fried.
Yes. Put a little bacon on it.
I like it. We're gonna do a cracked pepper, bacon, deep fried panko lefse.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hit. We're gonna take it to the fair.
A new thing. Deep fried lefse. Balls. Whatever.
Good work!
After a while,
And
just
then
so.
that's flour.
This is flour, commonly used around the world.
All right. So, iron. When you guys grew up, how did you eat it?
Like that?
Right off the rocks you cooked it on?
Yes, exactly. Do you furnish feathers with your jokes?
All right.
Let's see, I need flour.
I feel like we should have a holiday music on or something like
What
that.
is this? Oh, I want to hear Bob Dylan.
We're making lefse every day. I'm not gonna stop till I say, hey, everybody make lefse.
That's the way to go.
Or back, you remember when you made it for George Burns?
George Burns. I thought it was Christopher Columbus.
What do you do here now? No, that was more like, what was the guy?
Groucho Marx.
No, the Columbo. What was his name? Peter.
Oh, Columbo.
Peter Falk.
Falk. Oh, yeah.
That would work too, huh?
He's funny.
So, what do you do here?
What are you doing?
Well, not for Thanksgiving.
Meatball? What are you doing?
Hello, you can do Elvis too, huh? I'm gonna have some lefse and maybe some peanut butter and a nana lefse.
Now who's the ham? Right there where there was a problem.
The problem wasn't so much in this area where I'm working. The problem was more in this area where you're working.
That's according to your view. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, chop chop! I need more lefse.
Oh, I love that. And when I was a kid, we didn't have Ziploc bags. way back at the turn of the century. And so my mother would just wrap them maybe several times with
which
the.
century?
I'm
Both
not.
of them?
I'm not telling. I'm not telling.
What are you looking at?